What is up, guys? Stu here. So next up from the London Film Festival this year is a film which was a big surprise for me. It was literally a surprise. It was a surprise film at the festival. No one knew what it was until it started. That film was Lady Bird, directed by Greta Gerwig. Let's talk about that shit. So, Lady Bird, if you have not heard about it, as I said, is directed by Greta Gerwig, and it's essentially a coming-of-age comedy, drama, all sorts, about a girl who's in high school and she's planning to leave where she lives because she's not a big fan of where she's living to go to a new college elsewhere. That's all I'm going to say about it. Obviously, there's more to the film than that. But it's one of those films which literally crept up on me and came out of nowhere because it was a surprise screening. But honestly, I didn't really know a huge amount about it going into it. I hadn't really watched any trailers. But I know loads of people that had been to loads of film festivals around the world before this that had seen screenings of it popping up, just saying it was amazing. And so I was excited for it, but I was no way near as prepared for how absolutely in love with this film I was going to fall. Because my goodness, this film it's just amazing. And I think you're going to start hearing that from a lot of people. This seems to be the film, there's one every year where everyone, everywhere just agrees that it's wonderful. Until inevitably it comes out in cinemas and people go see it and they're like, oh shit. It sucks. Yeah, well, fuck you. I don't need you here. And the beginnings of its wonderfulness seem to begin when you have the wonderful Saoirse Ronan in your film. She plays Lady Bird, the lead character here. And she's just magical in this film. I mean, every time I watch a film with Saoirse Ronan in it, I seem to forget that she is as great as she is. And I always finish it and I'm like, man, she's so good. It's one of those roles where I don't really have too much of a problem believing she's a bit of a loser in this film. I don't mean to sound as much of a dick as I did just then, but it's already been said. I can't go back on it. But no, you know how in some films the lead character's supposed to be this weird, kind of quirky, odd loser character, but you know that they would actually have just been the most popular kid in school. It's like fucking Channing Tatum playing weedy little Kevin with his glasses. Like, oh, I'm getting bullied. No, Channing, you're goddamn beautiful. I don't really know what point I was trying to make, but I believe that she is the character she is. No, she's funny, she's charming. I just enjoyed the way that her character approached all of the situations she goes through in this film. Saoirse Ronan was a joy to watch. But everyone else in the film is wonderful as well. They work really great together. Her parents in the film, for one, are played by Laurie Metcalf and Tracy Letts, and they're really, really great here. I actually really love Tracy Letts as the father here. I just thought his moments with Saoirse Ronan's character were particularly poignant for me, and I thought the two of them worked stunningly together. But also there's a bunch of other younger actors in the film who are doing great work. I mean, Lucas Hedges is in the film, the dude from Manchester by the Sea, and he's still doing really great work. But also Timothée Chalamet is in the film, and I am 100% sure it's not a coincidence that he happens to be in two of my favourite films of the year at this point. What are you doing, Timothy? Do we need to get NASA on you? Or the government? Is it wizardry? Greta Gerwig's direction is really, really quite wonderful as well. I honestly thought, having not seen anything about the trailers before this film, that this was like a deeply dramatic film and quite a moving, poignant experience, but it actually ended up being really, really fun and funny. And I genuinely didn't expect that. It was the biggest surprise from this film. It's a very light-hearted time. It flies through things. It doesn't really take any time just to sort of wonder on things. It is a rapid pace. I was a little bit worried that with it going so fast through the different situations in the film, that it wasn't really stopping to give us time to connect with characters and get on board with the dramatic sides of the film. But you get to the end of this film and it becomes quickly apparent that I was absolutely on board with these characters and the dramatic side of this film, because it ended up being incredibly emotional and poignant. And I don't know why I act like that is a surprise, because coming of age films hook me and get me without fail every time. But I absolutely loved the way that the real emotional core of this film began to show itself throughout, and then when you get to the end, it's beautiful. It's a really stunning end to this film. And I just love the themes that this film tackles, and I think it tackles them incredibly well. It's all about kind of family and your relationships with family and moving to a different place from your home. It's all experiences I think everyone that watches this film anywhere has had at some point in their life. And I love that. It's a sort of film which doesn't feel like it's particularly catered to any audience, and as a result of that, I feel like anyone can get whatever they want out of this film, and it's still going to hit them as hard as anyone else. And I'm happy that the staples of the coming-of-age film are here, but I was also really surprised and interested by the way it subverts a lot of the conventions of the genre, particularly in regards to the relationships that she has with other boys in the school. Because it's one of the main things that a lot of coming-of-age films tap into, is that like you find someone and it's usually like their true love, and then they fall in love and it's all about their romance. But the relationships in this film are almost kind of disposable to a certain extent. The boys that come into her life and the different relationships are really just kind of pit stops. It's never really the full focus of the film. And it almost became a little bit jarring in that respect, in that a relationship might start to form, and then along with the rapid pace of the film, which I've already touched on, it would sort of speed past that and it will go into another part of the film, and you'll be like, oh, hang on, wait, what happened? What happened with all that stuff? But it quickly became obvious to me that that's not the point of the film, and I have absolutely no problems with the way the film dealt with that stuff. It's also technically a really good looking film as well. The direction in terms of the camera movement and the shots that are being framed here really works for the film, and also actually plays a bigger part in the comedy than I expected. It's got a lot of moments which rely solely on the way the camera moves to create the comedy, if that makes much sense. Almost in that kind of Edgar Wright-y sense, in that like a pan or a whip from the camera can actually be really, really funny in the right place. And the writing as well, the screenplay of this one is really fantastic. A very, very charming screenplay, which feels authentic and natural and real, which is the three main cliches to say of a screenplay, but it's true. But it also feels incredibly hilarious as well. There are multiple points in each scene of this film even where I was laughing out loud. I really was not expecting this film to be as funny as it was, but I absolutely thought all of the comedy in the film landed perfectly. It made me laugh a lot, it made me cry a lot, it gave me absolutely everything that I want from a coming-of-age film, and I could see myself rewatching this film multiple times. I'm going to go ahead and give it a very well-deserved 5 stars. I don't want to ruin my end-of-the-year videos for you guys at this point, but I will let you know that at the moment this film is currently sitting as my second best film of the year. It is so good. You absolutely have to go and see it if you get the chance. But if you've already seen it at any film festivals, let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. It comes out in the US today, so if you're quick on this and you've already seen it out there, let me know what you thought about it. It doesn't come out in the UK until February, which is horrible. Why? Why have I got to wait 3 fucking months for that shit? Please. But yeah, let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. I'd absolutely love to know. And as usual, if you like this review and you want to see me talk about more shit, please consider clicking subscribe. It would really help me out, and I would very much appreciate that. But until next time, stay beautiful, motherfuckers. Janet Jackson, back again, doing the old pop to the side, thing pops up. It's an old trick, but it's happening. There's my playlist for the London Film Festival this year. Click on it. Click on any film you want to see my thoughts on. There you go. Bish, bash, bosh, you're done. See you later, boys.